Good day everyone, welcome to COR 10. For today's lesson, we have the lesson titled Disaster and Disaster Risk Reduction. This one is for your day 3. So to start with, let's have our objectives for today. So we have two. Number 1, understand the importance of DRR or the disaster risk reduction. And lastly, we have recognize the essential components in determining risks. So what is disaster risk? Well, let's first define the risk. So risk in general is defined as the combination of the probability of an event to occur and its negative consequence. And also risk is the probability of harmful consequences or expected loss of lives, people injured, livelihoods, and even disruption of economic activities. Next naman, yung disaster risk refers to the potential disaster losses in lives, health status, assets which could occur in a particular community over some specified future time period. So ayan, apektado dito ang people, yung assets, let's say the buildings, ganyan, and even services. So that is disaster risks. So we have essential components in determining risk. So just like when you are planning to find a place to stay in, let's say a house, an apartment, or building for you to work, ayan, we have some components that you need to identify or determine. Next one, we have the first one is the hazard occurrence probability. Ito yung, let's say for example, you have chosen a place or a building. Ang unang-una mong tatanong sa sarili mo, prone ba to sa earthquake? Is this prone to earthquake? Gaano kadalas siyang binabaha? Gaano kadalas siyang tinatamaan ng bagyo? Gaano kadalas ba ditong nagkakaroon ng earthquake? Or lagi bang nagkakaroon ng sunog sa paligid niya? Or nagkakaroon ba ng landslide malapit dito? Ganun po yung mga iniisip natin dito. Iniisip mo or how often a hazard could occur in that certain place. Gaano kadalas. Okay, next one. We have the elements at risk or the exposure. Ito naman yung you will identify the people or the school, buildings, or even other elements which would be affected by its hazard that occurs. So, ito na yung kung sino yung mga apektado. Just like kung makikita niyo dito sa picture, kung nagkaroon ng pagbaha, sino ba yung affected? Of course, the residents na nakatira sa area na yan. Okay, so we have here people and also yung mga na-damage na bahay or even the buildings. Next one, we have the vulnerability of elements at risk. So dito naman, how affected the school buildings or even the children and other elements if they were experience some level of hazard impact. So, gaano ba sila kaapektado? Siyempre, kung mas malapit ka doon sa hazard-prone area or sa vulnerable area, mas malaki yung damage sa inyo. Because each element is affected differently by hazards of different severity. So, ayan. So, dito na po, dyan sa mga nasabi kong components in determining risk, dyan na pumapasok yung DRR or the disaster risk reduction. So DRR is all about the concept and the practice of reducing disaster risk through systematic effort. So yung systematic efforts na ito po yung seminars na kinakandak nila. For sure, nakapag-join naman na kayo ng seminar regarding DRR, yung mga kinakandak ng NDRRMO, and also nagkakaroon din tayo dito ng earthquake drill. For sure, naranasan nyo na rin dyan. Nag-participate na tayo in those activities. Next one, it reduces the exposure to hazards, lessening vulnerability of people, wise management of land and even the environment, and also improving preparedness and early warnings. Ito yung sinasabi ko, may mga warnings tayo for adverse events. Okay, so dito na pumapasok yung prevention, preparing, addressing residual risk, responding, as well as recovery. Okay, so that is for DRR. Okay, so before I end this video lesson, I have here a quote from Howard Ruff, and this photo I got this from Pinterest. So it says here, "It wasn't raining when Noah built the ark." So it simply just says, be ready. Anything can happen in a span of days. We are not prepared of what will happen tomorrow, but ayan, let's just be mindful. Let's make ourselves knowledgeable on what to do when this unexpected disaster comes. Okay, so again, be alert, be prepared, and be knowledgeable. Okay, so do you have any questions for this lesson? So if you do, you can send a private message to your respective subject teachers during their consultation time. So thank you so much for listening and have a nice day.